Hey, it's Chris Aiken from the Classic Metal Show. Most people know me as the foul-mouthed shock jock from the Classic Metal Show, or the no-nonsense heavy metal critic from pitriff.com. Now you get to learn the other side. My first book, Little Victories, A Tale of Divorce, Debauchery, and Finding Happiness, comes out on January 13th in paperback and digital formats on Amazon and iTunes. It details my real-world emotional struggles over a year that included a divorce after a quarter century of marriage and the death of my father. It profiles things I did right, as well as a bevy of things that I did wrong with the help of alcohol, and how I found my way out of the muck of the emotional state that almost saw me commit suicide. Pre-order your copy of Little Victories, A Tale of Divorce, Debauchery, and Finding Happiness today at www.chrisaikenbooks.com and get in touch with the more fallible side of me, Chris Aiken. Sounds happy, huh?
All right, well, I'm going to cover one more story here, and I can tell you probably need a little bit of a break.
Why, is my voice starting to go?
I just don't want you to just burn it all out because we're only into 2 hours of this so far.
Yeah, definitely. Well, beer seems to be fueling it pretty well, so.
Nice. All right, well, before the break, we had our good friend Jizzy Pearl stop by the Classic Metal Show and talk about his latest release, just called Crucified.
We did.
And apparently, you know, he's kind of battling with his former Skid Row, what am I saying? Love-hate bandmates who are, well, at least just one of them are not happy with the fact that he was using the Love-Hate name.
Right.
So he has chosen, rather than fight, he's chosen to put the Crucified release out under the Jizzy Pearl name.
Yeah.
So he's changed it from Love-Hate to Jizzy Pearl. He's going to do one last tour of Europe under the Jizzy Pearl of Love-Hate moniker. Mm-hmm. And then he's going to put Love-Hate to bed because apparently this is a sore spot with him and his former bandmates.
Yeah, it's a big pain in his ass.
Yeah, basically.
Right.
Well, as you know, prior to the break when we spoke to Jizzy, he also spoke briefly about the fact that he has joined Quiet Riot as their new lead singer.
Yes.
And apparently he is not happy with us.
And by us,
mostly me.
He took it out on us, but he meant you, I think.
And he did not like the fact that I doubted the, I don't know which one of the
legitimacy?
No, I didn't even say legitimate. It was just the comparison in what we know Quiet Riot for as opposed to what he brings to the table.
Yeah, well, I mean, what you said exactly was when you think of Quiet Riot, you don't think of Jizzy Pearl.
Right.
That was the exact quote.
That was my quote.
And that seemingly set Jizzy off.
And he wasn't happy with that.
No.
And he let us know so.
Yeah, both by posting on our Facebook page and yelling at me, and, you know, it's like, Jesus, really?
And even though I sent him almost an apologetic email or explaining myself, I received no response.
No, he's mad at us, but I was just stunned because you know this. Love-Hate's my favorite band from the 80s.
Sure.
Bar none.
Right.
And I was just like, you got to be kidding me. You know, you're mad at us? You know, we've let Jizzy take over the show. We've promoted every single thing he's ever done. Every book, every, you know.
Solo release, every project, every whatever.
Thing. Whatever he's been in, we've always promoted it. And it was like, you know, when I first heard about it, that he was mad at us, and you know, I reached out to him because I got it from a good source that he was mad at us. So I reached out to him and I just said, dude, I don't know what you're thinking or what you heard or what, but we have no problem with you.
Mm-hmm.
None. And immediately he's like, I didn't like the Can Jizzy Pearl Save Quiet Riot or whatever the podcast was called.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, dude, you know, we didn't say you suck.
We said, you know, we don't think of you as the lead singer of Quiet Riot.
Yeah, you don't
How
go.
would we?
Yeah, that wouldn't have even registered with us to think. You know who would make a good replacement?
Yeah.
Didn't cross our minds, but for whatever reason, that rubbed him the wrong way. But nevertheless,
Right.
Quiet Riot. I guess they played a New Year's Eve show.
They did.
Quiet Riot's new lineup featuring vocalist Jizzy Pearl, former Love Hate, LA Guns, Adler's Appetite, Rat, made its live debut on New Year's Eve at the Twin Arrows Navajo Casino Resort in Flagstaff, Arizona.
Right.
Quiet Riot drummer Frankie Banali spoke to Chris Epting of Loudwire about the band's future following the recent addition of Jizzy Pearl. I knew that resurrecting Quiet Riot was going to be a major challenge and undertaking. You simply don't replace a singer and personality like late Quiet Riot singer Kevin Dubrow. Okay, so is he mad at Frankie now? For Frankie making that comment?
Makes money from Frankie, so probably not.
Oh, okay. So Frankie can say it, but I can't.
Apparently.
Because he's basically saying the exact same thing I just said.
Well, I think, and again, I don't know. I mean, Jizzy, we need to talk to Jizzy at some point and just figure this out and get it over with.
Sure.
But I just think Jizzy, because we're friends, did not expect us to actually question it.
Oh, okay.
That's my thought. I'm not saying he's right, and I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm just saying that he thought that because we're boys with him, and I still think we are. I mean, just because he's annoyed with us, you know what? That's fine. I'll even say that that's fair if he didn't like it. But that, you know, that's boys fighting, I guess. But you know, I just think that he thought that even if we didn't, I think he thought that no matter what, we would positive spin it.
Okay.
And I don't know why he would think that, because that's just not what we do. But you know, I just think that that's what he expected.
Okay.
That's my thought.
So, anyway, like I said, Frankie said, you simply don't replace a singer and a personality like Kevin Dubrow because he was the complete package, the real deal, and my best friend. Well, that sounds like some pretty big shoes to fill.
Yeah.
I never set out to replace Kevin. I set out to continue the band in his memory. We tried to work with Mark Huff on vocals, and he just wasn't right for the band. We tried it with Scott Vokum on vocals, and in the end, he also just wasn't a fit, and we parted company amicably. It's not just about singing, performing, work ethic, priorities, perception, and personality. It is about those things and so much more. If I'm guilty of anything, I'm guilty of trying to get it right for Quiet Riot. So what does that mean?
Means if you've got brain cancer, you're out.
No, he says if I'm guilty of anything, I am guilty of trying to get it right for Quiet Riot. So what did he do? Who did those two former singers that he tried out, what did they have in common?
What, that they weren't known?
No.
What?
They sounded like Kevin.
Well, yeah, of course.
They sounded like Kevin.
Mm-hmm. And he doesn't think that's right?
No, what I'm saying is our rift with our friend Jizzy is because we said he doesn't remind us of Kevin.
Yeah.
And what Frankie Banali has done with the two singers that he did bring on is that both of them are very Kevin-like.
Sure.
In their sound.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only point we were trying to make.
Right.
Banali also spoke about Quiet Riot's upcoming album, which will contain 6 new studio tracks with Jizzy Pearl on vocals and 4 live tracks from 2007 with Kevin Dubrow.
Okay.
Why do that?
I don't know.
Why put new stuff with the old stuff?
Cheaper?
No, I just think that just gives people to say, oh, the comparison, it's not the same.
Well, yeah, there's that, but you know, did you watch the clip at all?
No, I have not.
I think Jizzy does an okay job, actually.
Again, both of us said that we thought he would do it justice. However, not hearing it
Right.
We just can't envision what it sounds like until we actually get the recording or the audio in our hands. That's exactly what I said.
Well, I mean, dude, don't think for a minute that I'm thinking that Jizzy's right to be mad at us.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. It's just surprising to me that we caught flack for our opinion on what probably 99.9% of the people who heard the news was thinking.
Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, even if you just want to go comparisons to the big bands he's been in, Jizzy, when you think of LA Guns, you don't think of Jizzy.
No.
Even now that he's been in LA Guns, you still think of Phil Lewis's sound.
Right.
And when he was in Rat, I'll give it to him in Rat. He was a definite chameleon.
Sure.
He sounded like Steven.
Yeah, he has that raspiness of the sound that is Rat.
Yeah, but he did morph his sound to sound more like Steven.
Sure.
When he was in Rat, and he did a great job with it.
He
mean, he really was Steven, more or less. And you'll hear it on this. I think he sounds kind of Kevin-like.
Right.
How would we know that until we heard it?
But we did make that comment. Well, we'll find out when we finally hear it.
Right. See, you went back and studied it, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. I did. Because I don't like being called out on something that just, that I had no ill intention.
Yeah, I wasn't real thrilled either. My favorite singer from the 80s fucking telling me that we suck.
Yeah.
Fuck you both, as it was quoted on the fucking Facebook. It's like, Jesus, really?
All right. Well, let's listen to a little bit of this.
All right.
Sounds like Jizzy singing "Come On, Feel the Noise."
Yeah, it doesn't sound bad, right?
I mean, it doesn't sound like a Kevin knockoff.
No.
It sounds like Jizzy singing "Come On, Feel the Noise."
Well, that's because it is Jizzy singing.
I know, but again, that just proves the point.
Yeah, exactly.
So, anyway, there you go. So, waiting for the 6-song record, 6-song EP, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, he'll come back on.
Oh, I know. I think just the aggravation he's had with his former bandmates probably came in at the same time, and it was just like, everybody's against me. Fuck these people. Fuck this guy.
Right, probably so.
I think that's probably because the posts on his Facebook were in correlation with that same thing.
Yeah.
When he decided that, he was going to call it Jizzy Pearl rather than Love Hate. And it's just like, you guys aren't supportive. Nobody's supportive. Fuck everybody.
Right.
So that's kind of where I see that.
I hope so, because we have no ill will with Jizzy. We like Jizzy.
Yeah, he'll come back on when the new record's out.
Yeah, and then we'll work it out then.
Sure, absolutely.
Get Jackal one. Fuck Jizzy and Thayer. No. That's not very nice. We like Jizzy Pearl.
Right. All right. Well, I think we'll play some of the new Jizzy Crucified.
All right.
And we'll take a little break here and all that good. So you got something you'd like to hear from this?
They're all good, man. I like the ending stuff. The last 2 or 3 tracks. You can pick any one of those. Those are a little bit more mellow. Or
Too Late or...
Which one?
Too Late or Love Is All or...
Love Is All is good. That's probably the best one on the record.
All right. Let's play that one.
All right.
All right. Well, anyway, Jizzy has a new EP out. It's Jizzy Pearl Crucified.
Yeah.
It's available. It's got 6 songs on it. You can go pick it up right now.
Yep.
It's out there on iTunes, I think, and Amazon and all that good stuff. So look it up if you're a love-hate fan, Jizzy Pearl fan. You'll like this. So Here it is. This is Jizzy Pearl with Love Is All exclusively here
on your classic metal show.